Hello, all of my beloved light beings. So good to see you all on this fine 4th of July here in Guatemala for me. Today, I wanted to talk a little bit more about seeing each other as the light that we are rather than the body. About seeing ourselves as that which gives life to these forms of bodies rather than, again, as the form. So I had a dear friend on my channel suggest to me the book Let There Be Light by Paramahansa Yogananda. Can't recommend it enough. For those of you who have read Autobiography of a Yogi like me, which I need to read it again because that book is like an eternal treasure. But Paramahansa wrote tons of books, so there are a lot of other options out there, and I'm so thankful for this book, Let There Be Light. I just started it, but immediately I'm like feeling like I'm pure light. And can you guys hear that? It's raining here. It just started raining, so I hope that's a sort of relaxing background noise. So this is a quote from Let There Be Light by Paramahansa that I wanted to share. God made us angels of energy, encased in solids, currents of life dazzling through a material bulb of flesh. But through concentration on the frailties and fragility of the body bulb, we have forgotten how to feel the immortal, indestructible properties of the eternal life energy within mutable flesh. So I love that. And today I was reading in the workbook of A Course in Miracles, and it's basically talking about how the ego's plan for salvation is death, right? Because the ego makes us believe that we are the body and just relates, and it makes us see ourselves and each other as the body. Well, what happens to bodies? They die. So that can't be what we really are. So another way to think of forgiveness, and I love the feedback that I've been getting from lots of folks on forgiveness, and keep giving your feedback. I think I was talking to a friend today, and she was telling me how she was counseling. I was talking to my friend Nick, and she was telling me how she was counseling a friend of hers, and she asked her friend, how do you define forgiveness? And I was like, that's genius, right? Like, if forgiveness is the key, we should all be asking ourselves, how do we define forgiveness? So I'd love to hear how you guys are thinking about forgiveness and defining it, and hopefully all of our definitions are always evolving. But something that came to me today when I was reading from the course book for A Course in Miracles was, it basically said that, or what I took away is that when we define each other as the body and see others as a flesh body, that is to withhold forgiveness. Because what happens to bodies is that they die. So we make each other guilty of being bodies in that way, and hold each other, accountable for dying, which isn't something that actually happens to us as we truly are. So forgiveness can be seeing each other, and one way to put it is to see each other as souls, as light bodies instead of as bodies of flesh. And when we see each other as souls, we know that there's nothing to be forgiven, because we realize everything that we've held each other guilty for have been things that the body has done, or things that were in the material world, things that the body has said or physically done. But our souls, meanwhile, all this time, those light bodies that we truly are, haven't done a thing. Haven't done a thing. They've still just been one with God and being that pure, formless electricity. I love how Paramahansa says that, right? That electricity, that electrical current that has been giving life to this bulb of the body. So it's been really powerful for me, and I've had some amazing insights even just today, like literally during my interactions with people, thinking of like coming to the present moment and conceptualizing myself as a soul, seeing myself as that. For me, it shows up as a golden light body. Maybe it looks different for you to imagine, to just conceptualize and feel and imagine that reality that you're a soul, and then seeing this person that I'm speaking to is also a soul. And on that note, this person has come to me. We have attracted each other. Our souls have consciously attracted each other because we're here to serve each other on our soul journeys. And that's not always, no, it's probably never obvious when we're thinking of each other in ego terms and from body terms. But when we think of each other and see each other and just bring that presence and awareness to each other as souls, then we can also ask the question, how can I serve you? How can I serve this soul right now? And when we really ask that and allow ourselves to serve this soul that we have brought to us because there is some way in which we can serve it, then that the way that that soul is serving us in our soul journey also becomes apparent. But I think it just comes to this consciousness, like returning and returning and returning to this consciousness of seeing ourselves and each other as perfect, pure, eternal light bodies, as souls. And that's forgiveness, because on a soul level, we know that the soul never has and never can do anything except be, and be pure love and light. So I encourage you, to just bring consciousness to yourself today as a soul, as Paramahansa would say, the angel of energy that you truly are, even if seemingly encased in this solid matter of a body, you are actually a current of life dazzling through a material bulb of flesh. He was a poet, wasn't he, that Paramahansa? Anyway, I love you guys so much. Thank you so much for all of the encouragement and amazing comments that I'm receiving from you guys. It's so good to be communicating soul to soul. Like, that's all I can feel. That's what I know. That's what I know is happening right now, is that my soul is actually being able to speak through this body, because I'm realizing, oh, I am my soul. This body is just, as A Course in Miracles says, great thought as well, this body is just a tool of communication. That's all the body is for. So I'll talk more about that soon, but until then, I see you guys as the light that you are. From soul to soul, here's me looking at you, believing in you, and I know that the more that we come to this consciousness of ourselves and each other as souls, as light bodies rather than bodies of flesh, then we're going to come back in touch with our infinite capacity, infinite capability, and being enlivened and enlightened and electrified and full of electric energy to live our divine purposes. I love you guys. I can't wait to hear your comments. I would love to hear how I can serve you every day. I don't know if you hear Tachi shaking off in the background right now, but he wants me to open the door for him. All right, bye you guys. Mwah.